What if I told you that the thing that's holding you back from manifesting isn't that you're not wanting it badly enough, but that you're holding on to it too tightly? Today we're talking about letting go of your attachment to the outcome. And in a word, that means surrender. And let me tell you something, sisters. Surrender is one of the most difficult things for us to grasp and to employ. Because when we want something so badly, it's difficult to understand why we need to let go of it and how we'll actually get there if we do. This video series is about adopting 10 simple elements into the way you live your life every day. And by doing so, we start to manifest things much more naturally and much more quickly. In order to start talking about surrender, we first need to determine what exactly it is. It doesn't mean lying to yourself and pretending that you don't actually want this thing that you've been longing for, that you're working so hard to manifest. Surrender means letting go of the need for it to happen in a certain way. It means letting go of the fear that it's not happening the way you want it to happen. And once we're capable of doing that, opportunity starts to fly toward us. Imagine you're in a job interview, and this job is a job that you want with every fiber of your being. It's the perfect job for you. You want it desperately. And not only do you want it, but you need it. You need the money. You've been on a million interviews. You finally made it to the final round. You've got to get this job. You need it. You want it. You feel desperate for it. How do you think you show up as a candidate in that interview? Are you your best self? Are you listening fully? Are you showing up as the person who you would be if you had that job? I can guarantee you, even if you put on your best performance, you don't, because you are in an energy of desperation, an energy of fear. And even when the outside mask doesn't look afraid, the energy of fear repels people from us, repels opportunity from us. Imagine the same scenario. You want this job. You need the job. But in your heart and soul, you truly believe if this is the right job, you're going to get it. And if not, it just means that the right job is around the corner. How do you show up in that interview? Completely different person. You are so much more likely to be dialed into what's being said, to be dialed into the people in the room, to show up as the person who you would be if you had that job. That's why attachment, why fear, why need undermines us, and why surrender is so critical to not just achieving our goals, but to manifesting what we dream of. There are 3 amazing things that we gain when we learn how to let go of our attachment to outcomes, when we learn how to surrender. The first one is deep presence. When we're not attached to the outcome, we are capable of being present to what is right in front of us. Everything that is around you becomes more available to you when you are present. The second thing that we get from surrender is peace of mind. When we're not ruminating constantly, when we're not overthinking and figuring things out over and over again, we have a grounded sense of peace. And from that place, we're simply more effective. And, bonus, you start to experience your life more in alignment with the way that you want to be experiencing your life. None of us want to experience our lives in a state of chaos, right? As we learn to let go of outcome, we achieve peace of mind. And that ties in to our third thing that we get from surrender, and that's we become more effective. Again, when we're not in a reactive state, we're capable of drawing on everything in the prefrontal cortex, everything that we've learned in the past and that we've learned more recently that may not be embedded in that long-term memory. We are most effective when we are unafraid. So how do you practice this thing? My little trick is what-ifing all the way to the very final what if. When I was building my business, I was constantly terrified that the house of cards was going to fall, that I was going to fail, and that my financial failure was going to put my family at risk. And it terrified me, and it paralyzed me. The minute I what-ifed it all the way down, what if this is unsuccessful? Well, I'll make less money. What if I make less money for too long a time? Well, then my business will fail. What if it fails? Well, then I'll lose my house. What if And none of these what ifs were even likely to come true, but those were my fears, right? And I what ifed myself all the way down to, what if I lose everything? I lose my house, I lose my family, they're ashamed of me, and I wind up in some homeless shelter alone. As soon as I got there, as soon as I got to that final what if, my brain automatically problem solved from it, and I was no longer afraid. The answer popped up. I'll be the most useful person in that homeless shelter. They'll love me there. As crazy as that sounds, what ifing all the way to that end allowed me to detach from the outcome, the things that I feared most. As unlikely as they were, I became free to move within my business, to find opportunity and to grow. What's your what if? Find it, and that's the key to surrender. If you're a woman over 50 looking for what's next for you and this video resonated, make sure you hit like and subscribe and hit that little notification bell so you know when the next video drops. Until then, big love.